count. Dimitri Edmonds. Here's the pitch. Fly towards the right. Looking to make the play will be the right fielder. And he'll drop it. Throw it. Well, play it. Uh, the flu comes to the dish. Here's the first pitch to Braden Flu. In the dirt for ball one. As I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, lots of new equipment. So we're sorry if we're having any technical difficulties. As here comes the 1-0. They'll be grounded towards third. Skip off the third baseman as he will catch Edmonds. But that's his only play. Edmonds out on the fielder's choice. Max suspended Jake Vornick. Him and Hayden Price currently serving their suspension. Here's the 1-0. In there for a strike. Count is 1-1. Upton ready at the dish. Here comes the pitch. Got him. Play Reed Ross at the desk. And there are now two down for Lucas. Lucas reached base in the first. We'll see what he does here. First pitch will be low for ball one. Lucas did come around to score in the first. He was part of the 2 runs scored by Greenville. He ended up scoring on the walk. That will miss the zone for ball 2. 2-0. 2-0 count. Hawkers are ready on the mound. Here's the pitch. The appeal did not go. Count is 3-0. As Hawkers come set, here is the pitch. And there for a strike, got him at 3-1 now. 3-1 to Jake Lucas. That'll be lined toward the right. That will reach the stand. 3-2, 2 out. Hawkers finds his sign. Here's the 3-2 pitch. High fly ball towards right, giving a Ethan Peters ready to pitch. Low for a ball. 1-2. Peters finding his time. As here comes the 1-2 pitch. High fly ball. Here comes the pitch. In there for a strike. Got him at 1-2 now. Right there, 2 out. Conley now ready. Here's the 1-2 pitch. One, 1-2 from Peters. We grounded towards second. So to be in time for out number 3. Given 1-2-3 here in the second. As we head to third, you're watching Bruins baseball on the ribbon.
Top of the third here for the Greenville Stars, Joe Fisher, Trent Fuke, and Chase Schultz. Those are your due up for the ribbons. As that'll be low for ball 1, it will skip away from the catcher, Dimitri Edmonds. Count is 1-0. Fisher was hit by a pitch last time he was up. as he's still facing TJ Hawkers. The 1-0 will be swung on and missed for strike one. Hawkers now ready. Here is the pitch. That'll be lined towards center, giving chase, but unable to make the catch was the center fielder, Easton Art. He'll throw it towards second, as Fisher will find himself with a double. This will bring up Trent Fuke. Fuke struck out swinging for the first out of this game. Hawkers hoping for more of the same. The first pitch from Hawkers will be grounded foul. Count is 0-1 to Fuke. Hawkers come set. Here's the pitch. Skips in the dirt. Edmonds keeping it in front of him. Retreating back to second is Joe Fisher. 1-1. Hawkers ready. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike. Fuke in the box. Here is his 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, strike three. As Fuke goes down swinging twice for out number one. This will bring up Chase Schultz. Schultz grounded into a fielder's choice to get Joe Fisher out. First pitch to him. He's going to miss low for a ball. Checking, and on the appeal, no swing. (1-0) Chase Schultz. Here's the pitch. High and in for ball two. Hawkers finds his sign. Here's the 2-0. In there for a strike. Schultz finding his way back to the box. The 2-1 from Hawkers. They'll be lined towards right center. This could be trouble. Making the catch is the right fielder, but tagging and heading to third, as making it in without a throw will be Joe Fisher. As this will bring up tonight's beer batter for the second time. Jack Collins drew a walk on 5 pitches last time he was up. Hawker's going to try to make the fans happy here. First pitch is going to be low and away for a ball. Edmonds doing a good job behind the dish to keep it in front of him. Hawker's coming set. Here's the 1-0. In there for a strike. Jack Collins DHing for the Stars. The 1-1. Low and away for ball two. Hawker's now ready. As here's the pitch. Ground ball to second. Throw to first will be in time for out number 3, and the inning is over. No runs come across here in the top of the third. We'll see how the Blue Ribbons respond in the bottom of the third. You're watching Blue Ribbons Baseball on the Ribbons Broadcast Network. Bottom of the third here at Joanne's Park. Nate Wordle at the dish as he'll stare at strike one. Wordle playing left field for the Ribbons. So here comes the 0-1. Swung on and missed for strike two. Wordle in the box. The pitch from Peters. That'll be lined towards first. Calling for it is the first baseman, Jake Lucas, as there's now one down for right fielder Levi Watts. Watts also had a pinch hit appearance in the game on Tuesday. First pitch will be inside for ball one. Top of the order, Dimitri Edmonds due up. As that'll be line foul and out of play. Watts staring at a 1-1 count. Peters coming set on the mound. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Low and away for ball two. Watts still looking for his first big hit as a blue ribbon. 2-1. Subway line foul and out of play. Count goes to 2-2. Heading back to the box. Ribbons do have someone warming up in the arm barn. As here is the 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed strike three. As there are now two down for Dimitri Edmonds. Edmonds reached on an error last time he was up. He was a part of that 2-error top of the first, where Edmonds and Art reached to begin this game. He'll stare at strike one. Edmonds got out on a fielder's choice. As the 0-1, well, he fouled off. Fielder's choice was from Braden Plew, as he was later caught stealing to end the inning. That'll be line foul back to the net. Count remains 0-2. Peters finds his sign. And here is the pitch. Ground ball towards first. Throw to the pitcher will be in time for out number 3. Ribbons go 1-2-3 for the second time in a row. It is 2-0 Greenville as we head to the fourth. You're watching Blue Ribbons Baseball on the Ribbons Broadcast Network. Top of the fourth here at Joannes Park, Bo Anderson, Troy,
For the Stars, number 35, Bo Anderson.
and Reed Rose now are your due up for the Greenville Stars. 2-0 lead for Greenville. First pitch. He's going to skip in the dirt for a ball. Just not able to find the strike zone today is TJ Hawkers. However, so far he's kept it a 2-0 ball game. Hawkers ready on the mound. As here's the 1-1. Low for ball 2. Anderson was able to reach in the first as he'll stare at ball 3. Count is now 3-1. Pitch to Hawkers. And there for a strike. Trying to start this inning well for the Ribbons. Here's the 3-2. Strike 3 looking. As it's now 1 down. That will bring up the catcher. They'll bring up the catcher, Troy Jeanette. Jeanette grounded to short to end the first. As he'll stare at strike 1. Bottom 2 of the order for Greenville. Hawker's trying to get out of the inning before he has to face top of the order, Brett Sommer. As that will be grounded towards third. Tough hop. Throw to first is in time. As it'll be a 5-3 put out. Bring up bottom of the order, Reed Resnow. Rosenau lined out to third last time he was up. Blue Ribbons hoping for more of the same. First pitch. It's going to be in there for strike 1. Hawker's ready. Here's the pitch. Inside for a ball. Count is down 1-1. And that's in there for strike 2. Hawker's trying to get the Stars down 1-2-3 for the first time today. Correction, for the second time today, and he'll do it. Strike 3 will end the inning as we head to the bottom of the fourth. It's 2-0 Stars. You're watching Blue Ribbons Baseball on the Ribbons Broadcast Network. Bottom of the fourth here at Joanne's Park. Easton, Art, Green, and Blue. George McIntyre. Those are your due up for the Green Bay Blue Ribbons. Aren't already at the dish. First pitch from Peters. It's going to be inside for ball one. Art reached on an error in the first. Got caught trying to score. A good throw from the left fielder as he'll stare at strike one. One. Pitch to Art. It's going to be in there for strike two. One, two. Nobody out. Art at the dish. Here's the pitch. So that'll be a fly ball towards center. Giving chase and making the call will be the left fielder, Trent Buke. As there's now one down.
Now that is
For Green and Blue. Blue, not new to the new bowl. Obviously playing in the first few games from the Ribbons. He also played for West Allis in the Wisconsin State League. Looking to do some damage here. First pitch he watches go by was a ball. As here's the 1-0. Pop foul on a play. Count now goes to 1-1. Peters ready at the mound. Here's the 1-1. Lined foul and into the stands. Blue finds him in a quick 1-2 hole. As here comes the pitch. Ground ball towards short. Throw to first will be in time. As there are now two down.
Now that is number
For
one,
George McIntyre. McIntyre had a single in the first. That was the single where Easton Art tried to take home. First pitch will be inside, skipping away from the catcher, but nobody on, so no harm, no foul. Count goes to 1-0. McIntyre ready in the box. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Inside for ball two. McIntyre going to take a little extra time out of the box. 2-0, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Foul tip into the glove. Count now goes to 2-1. Peters finds his sign. Here's the 2-1. Zalby lined towards right and getting down for base hit for McIntyre. He's going to head to second, rounding second, heading for third. Throw will not come as McIntyre has a triple. Triple for McIntyre will bring up Milo Upton.
Now that is number 27, Milo Upton.
Upton blew out to short last time he was up. Looking to hopefully get a base hit here to send home McIntyre and more importantly, cut this lead in half. First pitch to Upton will be High, but in the zone for a strike. Upton gave a little bit of a fight at the plate, fouling quite a few pitches off. As he'll stare at ball one. Peters finds his side. Here is the 1-1. High and in for a ball. No check with the ump. It will go to a 2-1 count. Peters now ready. Here's the pitch. Asking if he went, and he did. Count now 2-2 to Milo Upton. Ribbons still trying to cut this lead in half. Here's the pitch. Is LB line? It's gonna drop, throw to first, will be in time, and the inning is over. Ribbons threaten in the fourth, but don't get any across as we head to the fifth. It's still 2-0 Stars.
At this time, we
You're
ask
watching
all
Blue
non-Ribbons
Ribbons Baseball on the
audiences
Ribbons
to
Broadcast
enjoy
Network. It's Military Appreciation Night here at the ballpark. 2-0 Stars. As we would like to thank all those who have served, currently serve, or currently serving, and their families. Thank you for your service, and on behalf of the Blue Ribbons, thank you. First pitch will be fouled off. Got him at an 0-1. Top of the fifth. Top of the order for the Stars, Brett Sommer at the dish. In there for strike two. Sommer in the box. Here's the pitch from Hawkers. Skips in the dirt. Ribbons getting their armbar active once again. Just throwing around a few pitches. We'll see how long they stick with Hawkers as here's the 1-2. As LB lined up the middle. Tough play. Not in time. That will go down as a single for Brett Sommer. But a great play from Peyton Conley will bring up Jake Lucas. Lucas came around to score in the first and then flew out to right to end the second. First pitch will get away from Edmonds as there will be no throw. down to second as it will be a stolen base for Sommer. Hawker is keeping his pitches low tonight. As here's the 1-0. In there for a strike. Got him at 1-1. As here's the pitch. As that'll be lined towards second. Throw to first will be in time. As it's a 4-3 putout to bring Joe Fisher to the dish. Fisher was hit by a pitch in the first. And then he had a double in the third. First pitch to him. That will be a base hit. Scoring on the play is Brett Sommer. As it is now 3-0 Stars. So bring up Trent Fuke. Fuke struck out swinging twice, once in the first and another time in the third. First pitch will miss the zone for ball 1. Fuke, third time seeing Hawkers here. Checking the runner at first, back in plenty of time. Count remains 1-0. Fisher ready. Pitch from Hawkers. In there for a strike. Fuke making absolute sure that that was a strike as he turned to the umpire. Count is 1-1. Their appeal, he went around. Count now 1-2 to Fuke. Hawkers looking for his sign. Now finds the one he wants. Here's the pitch. 2-3 looking. There now is 2 down for Chase Schultz.
Number 1, Chase Schultz.
Schultz reached on a fielder's choice in the first, then hit a sac fly to advance Joe Fisher to third before Jake Collins got out. First pitch is a strike. So here's the 0-1. That's a high liner to left, getting a bad jump on it and having to let it bounce will be the left fielder Nate Wordle. Lost it in the lights, but that will go down as a single. This will bring up the beer batter, Jack Collins. Collins hasn't made fans happy yet. Walked in the first. And then grounded out to second in the third. Is coming to have a chat. It's going to be Brian Price. This could be the night for Hawkers. As he gives high fives to his teammates, his night is over. Line score for Hawkers. 3 runs, 5 hits. As his replacement will now come into the game. He's recorded 4 strikeouts, 3 of them coming from Trent Fuke. We'll see who the Ribbons bring in. I believe it was number 55, Riker Blahnik.
For the Blue Ribbons, number 55, Riker Blahnik.
And that will be confirmed from PA announcer Nick Whitwer. Riker Blahnik coming in to relieve Hawkers. Blahnik was on the team last season. Didn't pitch much. Pitched 1 1/3 innings in relief against Manitowoc at the end of the season. He has played travel ball for the USA Prime Midwest. He did not see any action in 2023 at Morton College. In his 1 start, 5 runs, 4 of them earned, 3 walks, 1 strikeout, and 3 hits. He ended with an ERA of 27 and a whip of 4.5. So Ribbons hoping Blahnik can pull some magic here and get the Ribbons out of this inning. Score is 3-0 in favor of the Greenville Stars. The runners at first and second are going to be the responsibility of TJ Hawkers, as fans hoping to get a fast strikeout here so that they can get their buy one get one free PBR at the concession stand. Having a quick last check is the catcher, Dimitri Edmonds. As Edmonds heads back, Jack Collins, the DH for the Stars, at the dish. As we're ready to resume baseball. First pitch will be high and away for ball 1. Collins so far today walked in the first and then grounded out to second in the third, as the Ribbons are just trying to end the bleeding. Here's the 1-0. Ball outside. Count now goes to 2-0. Blahnik looking for his sign. As he shakes a couple off. Still looking for his sign. Time is going to be called by Jack Collins. Blahnik now comes set. Here is the 2-0. High and in, gets away from Edmonds. Heading to third will be Joe Fisher. And Chase Schultz heading all the way to second. Count is now 3-0. Blahnik looking for his sign. Trying not to walk on 4 straight pitches. Here it is, the 3-0. As that will hit him in the elbow pad. It's coming to have a quick chat will be the umpire. I don't think he's going to have a good enough look. I think the umpire was debating whether or not to hit the knob of his bat. But I don't think the field arbiter had any better of a look than the home plate umpire. This will load the bases for the Stars. Fisher at third, Schultz at second, Collins at first, Bo Anderson at the dish. First pitch to him is going to be ground ball to short, toss to second to end the inning. Stars do get one across here in the fifth. It's now 3-0. We'll see how the Blue Ribbons respond in the bottom of the fifth. You're watching Blue Ribbons Baseball on the Ribbons Broadcast Network. Wilson Zuck at the dish for the Ribbons. Flew out to center last time he was up. He'll stare at ball one here. Peter's still on the mound for the Stars. That will hit the zone for strike one. Zuck flew out on the first pitch last time he was up, so making a difference here as he'll stare at ball two. Peter finds his sign. Here's the 2-1. That will miss the zone for ball three. Not able to hold on to the ball was Troy. Count is 3-1. Swung on and missed for strike two. Count now full to Zuck. Zuck trying to reach base. Here's the pitch. That'll be line foul back to the net. Three, two, nobody out, nobody on. Zuck ready. Here's the 3-2 from Peter. Swung on and missed strike three. This will bring up Peyton Conley. Conley grounded out to second in his only plate appearance so far. Conley ready. Here's the pitch. Squares around a bunt, gets it down. As it will go foul. Conley trying to get it down, but just tapping it foul. Conley ready at the box. Here's the 0-1. Pop foul. Count is now 0-2. Conley ready. Peters finds his sign. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Way outside for ball one. Conley was seeing that ball well, just like you can see well at Cherry Optical Lab. They have glasses, contacts, eye exams, anything you need. Cherry Optical Lab. The 1-2 is going to be fouled off. Conley going to take a decent amount of time before entering the box here. As Peter looking for his sign. Now he finds the one he wants. Here's the 1-2 pitch. As that will hit Conley. Another hit by pitch in this game. As there have been quite a few from both sides. But that hit by pitch will bring up Nate Wordle. Wordle flew out to first base in the third. First pitch will be swung on and missed for strike one. Wordle in the box. The 0-1. That will be line base hit in the left. Heading to second will be Conley. As the Ribbons now have runners at first and second for Levi Watts. Watts struck out swinging last time he was up, but he currently has the Ribbons in a position where a home run ties this ball game. First pitch to Watts. It's going to be a line foul and out of play. Swinging for the fences on that one, but just wasn't able to get it. Peter finds his sign. Here's the 0-1. Swung on and missed, strike two. Ball does get away. Throw to third is going to be not in time. As Conley will now find himself at third. Nate Wordle advancing to second. Oh, 2, 1 out. Watts could do some damage here with just a single. Here's the pitch. Strike three looking. As there are now 2 down for Dimitri Edmonds.
Dimitri Edmonds.
Edmonds reached on an error in the first, then grounded out to first in the third. Here's the pitch. Outside for ball one. Peter Working slowly here. Getting himself collected. Here's the 1-0. As that'll be lined towards right, but foul. As it will reach the stands. 1-1, 2 outs. Ribbons looking to get on the board here in the 5th. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Line back to the net. Count now goes to 1-2. Peter looking to get out of this inning with no damage done. The 1-2 to Edmund. Ground ball towards second. Throw to first will be in time to get him, and the inning is over. Close play at first. Leaves 2 on for the Ribbons as we head to the 6th. It's still 3-0 Stars. You're watching Blue Ribbons Baseball on the Ribbons Broadcast Network. Top of the 6th here at Joannes Park. Troy Defense, Reed Rosno, and Brett Sommer. Those are your due up for the Greenville Stars. First pitch to Troy is going to be in there for a ball. Going to be high for ball 2. Lonick currently struggling to find the zone. As here is the 2-0. Low for ball 3. Count is 3-0 to the Stars catcher. Here's the pitch. High for ball 4. Digging draws the walk. As this will bring up Reese Rosnan. Rose now. So far today, lined out to third in the 2nd. And struck out looking to end the 4th. First pitch to Rose now. As Blahnik comes set, here it is. High for ball. Blahnik starting the 6th inning with 5 consecutive balls. As here comes the 1-0. Way outside for ball 2. Blahnik ready on the mound. Here's the 2-0. In there for a strike. 7 was the lucky number. As Blahnik finds his sign, here's the 2-1 to Rose now. High and in for ball 3. Ribbons getting someone warming up now in the arm barn. As Blahnik has thrown 8 pitches this inning and only 1 for a strike. It will now be 9 with only 1 for a strike. It will also put runners at first and second. As coming to have a chat and pull them is going to be interim manager Brian Price. Blahnik not happy to get the hook this early. Spiked the rosin bag down as he saw Price make the arm motion, telling him he wanted the pitcher. As Blahnik will head to the dugout. We'll get a small round of applause as new pitcher in the game. Wasn't able to see what the number was. It's number 4. As number 4 will be Ian Aoki. Aoki has made 1 appearance this season. He struggled to find the zone, going only 1 inning and allowing 2 runs against Appleton.
Number 4, Ian Aoki.
So Aoki replaces Riker Blahnik. In a 3-0 ball game. Line score looks like this for the Stars. 3 runs, 5 hits, and 2 errors. Receiving those runs in the first as Brett Sommer came around to score, and so did Jake Lucas. And then in the 5th, Brett Sommer doing it again, able to make it. And then for the Ribbons, no runs off of 3 hits and no errors. Those 3 hits. Not fully sure where they're pulling it from. George McIntyre has a single in the 1st. And then he also had a triple in the 4th. The 3rd one will be Nate Wordle in the 5th. And those are all the hits so far for the Ribbons, as they have not been able to string anything together. Aoki ready on the mound now. Aoki having to face top of the order Brett Sommer, as we just mentioned, came around twice, as he'll offer at this one for strike one. Aoki will step off. As he comes set, here is the 0-1. High for a ball. Count now 1-1. We weren't able to do a full introduction of Ian Aoki because we were doing an interview. This will be popped up towards the dugout and will reach the stands. Count now 1-2. Aoki going to college at UW Stevens Point. Played high school ball with Ashwaubenon. He struck out 20 batters in 20 and a third innings, as he'll get his first strikeout here as a blue ribbon. This will also bring up Jake Lucas. But yes, in 2024, struck out 20 batters over 20 and a third innings as a junior at Ashwaubenon. And he had a 2-out walk-off single to win over Appleton West. He also played travel ball for ISA, as he'll throw a strike here to Jake Lucas. The 0-1 will miss low for a ball. Lucas reached and was able to come around in the first. Flew out to right in the second. Grounded out to second in the fifth. As he'll stare at ball 2 here in the sixth. Aoki coming set on the mound. Here's the pitch. As that'll be lined up the middle, base hit. Gain a late jump, but will round third and head for home. Throw is going to be cut off as the Stars will take a 4-0 lead.
Now batting number 30, Joe Fisher.
4-0 Stars. Runners now at first and second. That run will be given to Riker Blahnik. And if the runner at second would score, it would also go to Blahnik. Count is 1-0 to Fisher. And he'll stare at ball 2. Aoki finds his sign. Here comes the 2-0. Foul tip back to the net. Infield playing a little deep. Definitely not at normal depth. So here comes the 2-1. Skips in the dirt. Edmonds keeping it in front of him. Re-1 count. Aoki. Gonna come set. Here's the pitch. Strike 2. Fisher was getting ready to throw his bat. So he'll have to come back. 3-2, 1 out. Pitch from Ian Aoki. High and outside for ball 4. That will load the bases
21
for the Greenville Stars. Ribbons look to slowly be getting someone warming in the pen as well. First pitch is going to be outside for ball 1. Trent Fuke at the plate, struck out swinging in the first and third, and then struck out looking in the fifth. Here's the 1-0. Skips in the dirt. Edmonds keeping it in front of him. Aoki having some control issues here early. This seemed to be the theme in the game against Appleton. As that'll be low for ball 3. Aoki was able to get out of the inning. But we'll see how big of a leash Brian Price gives him. The 3-0. Ball 4. Rose now coming around to score. It is 5-0. And making the quick change is going to be Brian Price. Aoki's night short and over. He will leave with the bases loaded. But a surprising stat here, no earned runs for Aoki as of now. The runners that have scored were the inherited runners from Riker Blahnik. So Aoki might leave the bases loaded. But currently has not given up a run. Ribbons hoping it stays that way. As we weren't able to see the new pitcher for the Ribbons. It's 5-0 here in the top of the 6th. New pitcher will be number 54, Kai Mueller. Mueller, I believe, has pitched before.
Number 54,
But if he hasn't, Mueller is going to be going to college at UW-Eau Claire, went to high school at Bayport. He had 5 relief appearances in 2024 during his sophomore season at Eau Claire. Working 3 2/3 innings, going 0 for 1 with a 7.36 ERA. As a freshman, pitched in 6 games, also going 0 for 1, and that was with a 9 ERA. In high school, he was named first team all-conference and second team all-district as a senior. He was a part of the Bayport State runner-up teams in 2022 and 2021. Ribbons hoping he can pull some magic here. As the infield disperses, bases loaded for Greenville. Sending 6 to the plate already, having only one of them not reached. And this will bring up Chase Schultz. As we're ready to come back to baseball. First pitch from the new pitcher, Kai Mueller. In there for a strike. Got him at 0-1. Schultz reached on a fielder's choice in the first, hit a sac fly in the third, and then had a single in the fifth. As he'll stare at a ball. Ribbons needing some magic here in the top of the sixth. Mueller ready. Here's the 1-1. In there for a strike. Count now 1-2. Mueller ready. Here is the pitch. Foul tip. Edmonds not able to hold on. Coming to have a quick chat with his pitcher is Edmonds. Umpire slow to break them up. As Edmonds will now head back to the plate. Bases loaded for the Stars. 5-0 Greenville. The 1-2 from Mueller. Swung on and missed, strike 3. As there are now 2 down for the beer batter, Jack Collins.
If this batter strikes out, if you buy one, get one free PBR for the remainder of the inning.
Collins has not given the fans buy one, get one free PBR yet today. First pitch is going to be in there for a strike. Collins, 8th batter of the inning for Greenville. Bases currently loaded. 2 down. Here's the 0-1. Fans not happy with that call. Count is 1-1. Mueller. Ready on the mound. Here's the 1-1. Skips in dirt. Edmonds keeping it in front of him. Collins ready at the dish. As here comes his 2-1 pitch. Strike 2. Fans 1 strike away from buy one, get one free PBR at the concession stand. Mueller now ready. Here's the 2-2. Fouled off.
Try again.
2-2, 2 outs, bases loaded. Mueller trying to get out of this inning and trying to give fans buy one, get one free PBR. We'll see if he can do it. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3, and the inning is over. Buy one, get one free PBR at the concession stand. As the inning ends, Greenville does get 2 across. It's 5-0 Stars. As we head to the bottom of the 6th, you're watching Blue Ridge Baseball on the Ribbons Broadcast Network. Blue Ribbons looking for a response here in the bottom of the sixth. As Easton Art will come to the dish. First pitch will be high for a ball. That'll be popped foul, giving chase and heading and having enough room, but not able to make the catch. Was the third baseman, Joe Fisher. Count now 1-1 to Art. He reached on an error in the first, caught trying to go home. Then he flew out to left in the fourth. Here's the 1-1. So that'll be a liner towards left, camping underneath it, and able to make the play will be the left fielder, Trent Fuke. So one down will bring up Braden Flew. Blue so far today reached on a fielder's choice in the first and then grounded out to short in the fourth. He'll stare at ball one. Peters still on the mound for the Stars. As that will miss the zone for ball two. Peter ready. Here's the 2-0. Fouled off the catcher. Blue gonna take a little extra time here as he's got to tie his shoes. Peter now looking for his sign. Finds the one he wants. Here's the 2-1. Zell missed his own for ball three. We'll see if Blue has the green light. The 3-1. Zell be grounded towards short. Having trouble. Throw will be in time to get him. Blue looked like he stumbled a little bit heading to first.
George McIntyre.
As it will be George McIntyre at the dish. McIntyre now stepping into the box. First pitch to him. He'll be high and in for a ball. McIntyre a single in the first. Then he had a triple in the fourth. He's the only ribbon with multiple base hits. Also the only ribbon to reach base twice. As he'll stare at ball two. A lot of ribbons have reached base tonight. Just not in order and not multiple times. Here's the 2-0. High fly ball. This is deep to left. It's high. It's deep. It is off the top of the wall. McIntyre has himself a double. As the ribbons trying to get something started here late in the sixth. This will bring up Milo Upton. Upton, one of a handful of ribbons to have not reached base tonight. Upton, Zuck, and Watts. As that will be grounded through the hole. Staying on third will be McIntyre as the ribbons now threatening here with runners at the corners and 2 down.
Now batting number 19, Winston
Let's bring up Wilson Zuck. As we just mentioned, Zuck, and now just Zuck and Watts now, not reaching base so far tonight. As Zuck will pop it up, heading back towards the cage and landing on the roof for strike number 1. Zuck lucky that one got out of play. Count is 0-1 to Zuck. As here comes the pitch. As that will find the zone for strike 2. 0-2 count. 5-0 Stars. Ribbons just looking to get on the board here. The pitch. Low for ball 1. Zuck trying to join the rest of his teammates in reaching base tonight. Here's the 1-2. Liner foul, giving chase, but reaching the stands as the count will remain 1-2. No one warming up in the arm for Greenville. It looks like they'll stick with Peter for now. The 1-2. Fouled off into the stands. Count remains 1-2. Zuck battling at the dish. Here is his 1-2 pitch. Popped up, giving chase back to the net, but unable to make the catch is the catcher. Zuck now going to try to find new light here as the umpire needs some baseballs. 1-2 count. Runners at first and third. Zuck looking to do some damage. Here's the 1-2. Ground ball stays fair. Throw to first will be not in time. Ribbons get on the board here in the bottom of the 6th. Upton will head to second, as this will bring up Peyton Conley. Ribbons trying to cut into the deficit now. Runners at first and second, 2 down. First pitch to Peyton Conley. Will get behind him. As the runners will go to second and third. Conley almost acted like it hit him. But the umpire going to say he didn't see it. Conley not going to put up a fight. So now runners at second and third. Conley ready at the dish. Here's the 1-0. In there for a strike. Conley back in the box. Peter finds his sign. Here's the 1-1. As that'll be lined towards short, tough hop. Throw to first will be in time to get Conley, and the inning is over. Ribbons do get 1 across. It's now 5-1 Stars as we head to the 7th. You're watching Blue Ribbons Baseball on the Ribbons Broadcast Network. Anderson at the dish for the Stars. His first pitch will be a strike. Anderson reached in the first on a walk. Struck out looking in the fourth. Hit into a fielder's choice in the fifth. And he'll stare at ball one here in the seventh. He was the only batter for the Stars not to hit in the sixth. As here's the 1-1. As that will miss. Count now goes to 2-1. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed, strike two. 2-2. Bo Anderson stepping into the box. Here's the 2-2 pitch. In the dirt for a ball. Kai Mueller still on the mound for the Ribbons. Mueller finds his sign. Here's the 3-2. Swung on and missed, strike three. One down now for the catcher.
Now batting number 13, short, DJ
DJF so far today. Grounded to short in the first. Grounded to third in the fourth. And then walked and eventually came around to score in the sixth. He'll stare at strike one. He was one of two that was given to Riker Blahnik after Ian Aoki took over. Mueller comes set. Here's the 1-1. That'll be line towards right is foul, and it will land in the dirt. Count now goes to 1-2. Everyone except for Bo Anderson has reached for the Greenville Stars. Ribbons having, as that'll be strike three from Mueller. As they're now two down for Reed Rose now.
Now batting number 3, Reed Rosen.
Rose now so far today lined out to third in the second. Struck out looking in the fourth and then walked and eventually came around to score in the sixth. First pitch to him. On the inside for ball one. Ribbons, as I was mentioning, have a similar feat as the only person not to reach for the ribbons is Levi Watts. But if you look at the score, it's been working much better for Greenville tonight. 1-0 will be in there for strike one. There was someone warming up for Greenville in the Arm Barn. They only brought 9, so everyone has to play. And that is most likely why we haven't seen Peters pulled. Also, because he's been doing so well today, only 1 run through 6 innings of work. The 1-2. Inside for a ball. 2-2, 2 outs, nobody on. Pitch from Mueller. Will hit him. Another hit batsman in this game. As both the Ribbons and the Stars struggling with control issues tonight. As this will bring up top of the order, Brett Sommer. He'll stare at strike one. Sommers walked in the first, came around to score, flew out to center in the second, then had a single and came around to score in the fifth, as that will hit the building. He also struck out swinging in the sixth, becoming the only out Ian Aoki was able to produce. 0-2, 2 outs. The pitch. It's going to be inside. Edmonds can't find it. It skips far away. First baseman Milo Upton having to grab it. As Rose now will head to second. 1-2, 2 outs. Mueller just trying to get out of this inning. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to third. Knocking it down. Throw is not going to happen. It will go down as a hit.
How about number 23, Jake Lucas?
So it'll be runners at the corners for Jake Lucas. Lucas so far reached and came around to score in the first. Flew out to right in the second. Rounded out to second in the fifth. And had a single and almost came around to score in the sixth. As he'll foul one off here. He'll start in an 0-1 count. It is Military Appreciation Night at the ballpark. All night, PA announcer Nick Whitwer has been honoring all branches, as that will be a wild pitch coming in to score. Will be Reed Rose now. As the one run they earned was just taken away. As it'll now be a runner at second. 6-1 ball game for the Stars. One. Mueller struggling to get out of this inning. Zelby line fouling out of play. Mueller once again a strike away from getting out of this jam. This time with a little damage done. Here's the 1-2. Strike three looking in the inning is over. One run comes across here in the top of the seventh. We'll see how the Blue Ribbons respond in the bottom of the seventh. You're watching Blue Ribbons Baseball on the Ribbons Broadcast Network. Bottom of the seventh here at Joanne's Park. Nate Wordle at the dish. Wordle flew out to first base in the third, and then had a single in the fifth. That pitch will be low for ball one. Wordle trying to get something started here for the Ribs. High and in. Wordle will fall down. I do believe that's a new pitcher on the mound. As that was a mighty fast pitch. As that'll be swung on and missed. For strike one. Not quite able to see who the pitcher's numbers are. They'll appeal if he went. He did not. Count goes 3-1. We'll see if Nate Wordle has the green light. The pitch. High for ball four. This will bring up a pinch hitter for the Ribbons, Trevor Vandehei, as they try to get something started here. So Levi Watts will go down as the only starter not to reach base for the Ribbons. Vandehei will watch strike one. Vandehei already at the dish. Here's the 0-1. That will get away from the catcher. Heading to second will be Nate Wordle. Count is 0-2. Pitcher set on the mound. Here is the pitch. That'll be lined towards right, foul, but out of play. Vandehei stepping back in the box. As time is called, catcher wants to have a quick chat with his pitcher. Gives us time to look back at the Appleton Legends game. Vandehei did play. Had a single in the second, a fly out to right in the third, ground out to short in the sixth, and then reached on an error and eventually came around to score. Is his pinch hitter. So the count still 0-2 to Vandehei. Looking to get something started here in the bottom of the seventh. Here's the pitch. High fly ball towards right, giving chase towards the dugout. Not able to make the catch. It would be the first baseman, Jake Lucas. 6-1 ball game in favor of the Stars. Ribbons are hoping to get something started here, so they have less of a mountain to climb in the next couple innings. The 0-2 to Vandehei. We'll skip in the dirt. Heading to third will be Wordle. Vandehei having a good eye at the plate. And you can have a good eye with Cherry Optical Lab. Glasses, contacts, eye exams. They have it all. Cherry Optical Lab. see the difference. Here is the 1-2. Inside for a ball. Two now. Pitcher ready on the mound. Here is the pitch. High for ball 3. Top of the order, Dimitri Edmonds in the on deck circle. Be interesting to see what Brian Price does moving forward. The 3-2. Zelby line fell in out of play. Count remains 3-2. Van de High battling at the dish. One thing Van de High loves to do is work counts. Here's the 3-2. Inside ball 4 as Van de High will reach. Runners now at the corners for Dimitri Edmonds.
Now, number 4, Dimitri Edmonds.
Been a few innings since we've seen Dimitri Edmonds reach base. He reached on an error in the first. He then grounded out to first base in the third and grounded out to second in the fifth. We'll see what he does here in the seventh. His first pitch is going to be foul tip. Edmonds heading back to the box. Pitcher comes set. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Zelby grounded towards the middle. Makes the play, but not able to hold on is the shortstop as he took a tumble. Coming around to score is Nate Wardle. And all the runners will be safe. It will go down as a hit.
Now, number 9, Easton.
As this will bring up Easton Art. Arndt, also another player we haven't seen on base in a while. Reached on error in the first, flew out to left in the fourth, as this will be a base hit for Arndt. A single on the bunt. Nobody was prepared for it, as that will load the bases for the Ribbons.
Number 5, Easton.
Pinch hitting here for Braden Plew will be number 5, Eason Hurd. As the Ribbons try to get something started here. First pitch to Hurd is going to find the zone for a strike. Plew ends his night at 0 for 3 while reaching on a fielder's choice. That's a fly ball towards right but foul. It will reach the stands. Count very quickly 0-2 to Hurd. Pitcher ready on the mound. Here it is. Up the middle, base hit. 1 run is in. Edmonds heading home, and he'll get in without a throw. 2-run score for the Ribbons. It's now 4-6 Stars.
Now, number 21, George McIntyre.
McIntyre now coming to the dish. McIntyre has done well so far tonight. He is a home run away from the cycle. A single in the first, a triple in the fourth, and a double in the sixth. We'll see if he can do it here. First pitch to McIntyre. It's going to be line, base hit into right, rounding third, heading home. The throw will be not in time. Throw to second. will get stuck under McIntyre, and he'll be safe. Another double for McIntyre. As coming home was Easton Arndt. As the Stars are going to come out to at least have a chat now with runners at second and third. As Greenville does have someone warming in the arm barn. They had some players come late. 6-5 ball game. Sack fly ties this game up. Milo Upton coming to the dish. Runners at second and third, nobody down. First pitch to Upton. He fouled back to the net. Ribbons trying to tie this ball game up for the first time since the first inning. The top of the first, Greenville scored 2. And they have not come back since. Here's the 0-1. In the dirt for a ball. Upton already in the box. The pitcher finds his sign. As here comes the 1-1. High and in. Upton doing a matrix move to get out of the way. Upton's parents in attendance tonight. 2-1. Upton ready. Here's the pitch. He'll stare at strike 2. Upton looking to do some damage here. The pitcher will shake off a few signs. Shakes off all 5 fingers, but now finds the one he wants. Here's the 2-2. Foul tip into the glove, as it will be a strikeout for Milo Upton. Greenville coach staying in his dugout.
Batting number 19.
And this will bring up Wilson Zuck. Zuck 1 for 3 so far tonight. Fly out to center in the second. As he'll stare at ball 1. He also struck out swinging in the 5th, but had a single in the 6th. That single would allow George McIntyre to come around. Here's the 1-0. In there for a strike. 8th batter of the inning for the Ribbons. Zuck only needing a deep fly ball to tie this game up at 6. The pitch. Ball high. They're going to appeal. No word. It's going to be 2-1. Pitcher ready on the mound. Here's the 2-1. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. Two, 1 out. Zuck trying to tie this game up. As the pitcher comes set, here's the pitch. In the dirt, skips away. Coming home and tying this game up is Eason Hurd. It's now a 6-6 ball game as George McIntyre heads to third. Scoreboard marked it as a wild pitch. We'll see if that gets changed to a pass ball, but 3-2, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Only one down, so now there's 2. This will bring up the 9th batter of the inning, Peyton Conley. Conley going with the iconic baby blue bat. Last year it was Brendan Willardson who had the colorful bats. Conley will stare at strike one. Willardson no longer on the squad. As the pitcher will shake off a few pitches. Finds the one he wants. Here comes the 0-1. As that'll be line, base hit into right. Ribbons take their first lead of the night. As that will bring Nate Wordle to the plate. Wordle started this inning off with a walk. He would eventually come around to score. Greenville sticking with their man, though. First pitch to Wordle. High and in for ball one. Pitcher looking for his sign. Here's the pitch. High for ball two. Wordle back in the box. Here's the 2-0. High and outside for ball three. Wordle looking to draw his second walk of the inning. As he steps in the box. Greenville coach on the top step of the dugout. 3-0 will find the zone for strike. Gotta imagine if he does not end the inning here, this will be his last batter. 3-1, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Finds the zone for strike two. Wordle now having to be defensive here. 3-2, 2 outs. Runner at first is Peyton Conley as he'll swing and miss for strike three. Ribbons get 6 across here in the bottom of the 7th. We head to the 8th. It's 7-6 Ribbons. You're watching Blue Ribbons Baseball on the Ribbons Broadcast Network. Top of the 8th here at Joanne's Park. 7-6 Ribbons. After a 6-run bottom of the 7th. Strike one to Joe Fisher. He's been a pain in the sides of the ribbons so far, reaching base all 4 times. Once on a hit by pitch, a double, a single, and a walk. He'll stare at strike 2. Mueller. Ready on the mound. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That'll be line foul. Towards the Blue Ribbons arm barn. Count remains 0-2. Mueller finds his sign. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Fly foul and out of play. Count will remain 0-2. Here's the 0-2 to Fisher. Outside for a ball. Fisher being patient at the plate. Mueller now ready. Here's the 1-2. As that will miss the zone. Few fans thought it was strike 3. But the count will now go to 2-2. Mueller coming set. Here's the pitch. Outside for ball 3. Mueller struggling to finish at bats tonight. Working the pitch so that there are 2 strikes, but just struggling to finish the strikeout. Here's the 3-2. Ball 4. So Joe Fisher will reach for the 4th time tonight. It'll actually be his 5th time reaching base tonight, as this will bring up Trent Fute. Fute struck out swinging in the 1st, struck out swinging in the 3rd, struck out looking in the 5th, walked in the 6th, as he'll bunt this one foul. Trying to advance the runner on a sac bunt. Ribbons playing somewhat in now. Here comes the 0-1. It's going around again, but throw to first will be not in time. Count is 0-1. Mueller ready. Here's the pitch. Squaring around. This time gets the bunt down. Throw will be to first, as he'll get the sacrifice. Runner advances to second.
Chase Schultz.
This will bring up Chase Schultz. Ribbons do have some activity in the arm barn. We'll see if he gets in the game tonight, or if they'll stick with Mueller. Squaring around again. That will miss the zone. Can't tell if that's the wind moving some leaves or if that's some rain. With fans whipping out the umbrellas, I'm going to guess rain is pouring down here at Joanne's. Count is 1-1. It started raining pregame, but it did let up. That will miss the zone for ball 2. Count is 2-1. Mueller ready. Here is the pitch. As that will miss inside ball 3. As the rain's starting to come down a little harder. Rain now very visible in the lights. Here's the 3-1. Swung on and missed, strike 2. Mueller. Looking to finish the strikeout here. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Strike 3 looking. Two down now.
How batting tonight's beer batter number 30.
The beer batter, Jack Collins.
Strikes out will be buy one get one free PPR to the
Concession
remainder
still
of the
offering buy one get one free PPR here in the 8th. Fans seeking shelter from the rain. In there for a strike. Mueller trying to send this to the bottom of the frame. Here's the 0-1. That'll skip in the dirt, get away from Edmonds. He can't find it. Mueller's going to find it. Rounding third, heading for home as he'll head back. Edmonds, not the first time he struggled to find the ball tonight. Time is going to be called as they're going to give Mueller a new baseball. Rain really coming down here, as you can see on the camera in the lights. Mueller just has to get it to the bottom of the 8th. As he comes set, here's the 1-1. That's high. Edmonds keeping it in front of him this time. Mueller looking to have a chat with Edmonds. Makes a motion of like his hand's wet. Count is 2-1. Tying run at third. Mueller coming set. Here's the pitch. In there for strike 2. 2-2. 2 outs. Trying to give the fans buy one, get one free PPR one last time. The pitch. Strike 3. Looking in the inning is over. Ribbons hold on to the 1-run lead as we head to the bottom of the 8th. It's 7-6 Ribbons. You're watching Blue Ribbons Baseball on the Ribbons Broadcast Network. Bottom of the 8th here at Joannes Park. Rain still coming down. Definitely seems a lot lighter than earlier. As they'll replace the baseball. And we'll see what happens in this inning. Ribbons currently leads 7-6. Trevor Vandehei at the dish. He replaced Levi Watts last time he was up. As that'll be low for ball 1. Vandehei walked and eventually came around to score in the 7th. New pitcher on the mound for the Stars will be Trent Fute. Fute coming in from left field. As here's the 2-0. He'll find the zone for strike 1. Top of the order, Dimitri Edmonds due up in the on-deck circle. 2-1 from Fute. Will be high for ball 3. We'll see if Vandehei has the green light. Here with a 3-1 count. Fute ready. Here is the pitch. Low and away for ball 4. This will bring up Dimitri Edmonds. Edmonds reached on an error in the first, grounded out to first in the third, grounded out to second in the fifth, and then had a single and came around to score in the 7th. First pitch will miss the zone for ball 1.
That's right.
Dimitri will take a little extra time here getting into the box. Fute finds his sign. There's the 1-0. Checking the runner who took off. Throw to first will be in time. Tried to swim dive around it. As Vandehei will be caught stealing. This will bring a 1-0 count with the bases empty for Edmonds. Outside for ball 2. Edmonds ready in the box. Here is his 2-0 pitch. As that'll be line, base hit in a right. Edmonds finds himself on first with a single. As this will bring up Easton Art.
Easton
Art reached on an error in the first, flew out to left in the 4th, flew out to left again in the 6th, and then had a single and came around to score in the 7th. Art ready in the box. Here is his first pitch. High and in for a ball. Trent flew ready on the mound. Checking the runner at first, back in time. Count remains 1-0. Flute comes set. The pitch. Ball 2. Rain looking to have calmed down After the downpour in the top half of this frame. Checking the runner again, back in plenty of time. Count remains 2-0. Aren't ready at the plate. Here's the 2-0. Inside ball 3. Few. Looking for his sign. Checking the runner at first, back in more than enough time. Few keeping Edmonds close over at first. Here's the 3-0. Taking off, as it will be ball 4 anyways. As Edmonds will get second base. This will bring up Eason Hurd. Hurd pinched hit in the 7th, where he had a single and came around to score. Time being called. I believe it was the catcher. So the pitcher will step off. Foot back on the rubber. Aren't ready at the dish. I'm sorry, Hurd ready at the dish. First pitch to him will skip in the dirt. Edmonds heading to third as he'll get in standing. Both runners advance. Number 21, George McIntyre in the on-deck circle. He could complete something big, and he could do it in an even bigger way, depending on how this at-bat goes. The 1-0. Line back to the net. Count now 1-1 to Eason Hurd. As he steps back into the box. Here is his 1-1 pitch. He'll stare at strike 2. Few looking for his sign on the mound. As he comes set, here's the 1-2 pitch. As he'll ground it towards first. Only play is first, and coming around to score is Dimitri Edmonds.
Now that at number 21, George McIntyre.
George McIntyre comes to the dish with a runner at third. McIntyre had a single in the first, a triple in the 4th, a double in both the 6th and 7th. As he'll be looking to go yard for the cycle here. He'll stare at ball 1. McIntyre in the box. Here's the 1-0. Inside, but it will find the zone for strike 1. McIntyre waiting at the plate. Fute comes set. Here's the 1-1. As that will hit McIntyre. So McIntyre will not hit the cycle tonight. But a pretty good outing for the young man. Going 4 for 4.
Now batting number 27, Milo.
And reaching base 5 times and coming around to score twice. This will bring up Milo Upton. Upton currently 1 for 4 tonight. Reaching base in the 6th. Checking the runner at first, back in plenty of time. View. Comes set. First pitch to Upton. Swung on and missed for strike 1. Upton. Ready in the box. Fute finds his sign. Here's the 0-1. McIntyre takes off. Throw home is going to be wild. McIntyre going to head all the way to third. As he's going to round it, he's heading home. Throw will get him in a pickle. As we'll see what he does here. He's out at the plate. 1 run does come around to score. Fans very unhappy with the call, but 1 run does come around to score. 2 in the entire inning. It is 9-6 Ribbons. As we head to the 9th, you're watching Blue Ribbons Baseball on the Ribbons Broadcast Network. Troy Defense and Reed Rose now. Those are your due up in the top of the 9th for the Greenville Stars. Time being called for a ball that fell into play. Ty Mueller still on the mound for the Ribbons as he'll throw that one wild. Bo Anderson reached base in the 1st. Struck out looking in the 4th. Had a 6-4 fielder's choice in the 5th. And struck out swinging in the 7th. As he'll swing and miss here for strike 1. Mueller hoping to get out of this inning. I know Brian Price hoping that he can finish the game. Here's the 1-1. That'll be line fouling out of play. Count is 1-2. Anderson in the box. Mueller set. Here is the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. As there's now 1 down for the catcher.
How about it? To inform each and every.
Nugent Nemeth grounded into short in the 1st, then grounded to 3rd in the 4th, walked and came around to score in the 6th, and then struck out looking in the 7th. The catcher for the Stars, had trouble finding a couple pitches in the bottom of the eighth, which allowed some Ribbons to score. It worked into their benefit at the end of the inning when they were able to get George McIntyre at the dish. Count is 1-1. Pitch from Mueller. Outside for a ball. Ribbons don't got anyone warming in the pen. As they completely trust Mueller as of now. Here's the 2-1. Outside for ball 3. Bottom 3 of the order were who were due up in this inning. Greenville hoping just to get top of the order up. 3-1 will miss the zone for ball 4. As that will bring Reed Rose now to the dish. Rose now so far today lined out to third in the second. And he struck out looking in the fourth. Walked and came around to score in the sixth. And then he was hit by a pitch and came around to score in the seventh. First pitch is going to be in there for strike 1. Mueller ready. 0-1. Zell missed the zone for ball 1. Stepping into the box is Rose now. Here's the 1-1. Zell missed the zone for ball 2. Stars need 3 in this inning. Tying run is on deck. As here comes the 2-1 pitch. Did he swing? Umpire says yes, he did. Count is 2-2. Mueller looking for his sign, finds the one he wants. Here's the pitch. Fouled off. Ribbons now getting someone warming up just in case. As we mentioned earlier, Mueller's been having troubles finishing at bats. Here's the 2-2. Looking. Did not struggle that time around. As Greenville now down to their final out. Unfortunately for Mueller, he'll have to deal with top of the order, Brett Sommer. First pitch to Sommer. Low and away for ball 1. Sommer walked and eventually came around to score in the first. Flew out to center in the second. Single and came around to score in the fifth. Struck out swinging in the sixth and then single in the seventh. Ribbons having trouble keeping him off base. Here's the 1-0. As that will miss the zone for ball 2. Mueller. Now looking for his sign. As he finds the one he wants, here's the 2-0. Low for ball 3. Sommer looking to draw a walk. Here comes his 3-0 pitch. We'll see if he has the green light. Get the bat on his shoulder. He'll stare at strike 1. Count now 3-1. Mueller ready. Here's the pitch. Sal missed the zone for ball 4. Sommer will draw a walk as Brian Price looking right now. It looks like he's just going to have a chat. But he might be looking to pull Mueller here. Coming in from the arm barn is the replacement pitcher. As we will officially close the book on Kai Mueller. Pretty good outing from Mueller. Currently on hook for the win. If the Ribbons can finish it here in the top of the 9th. Brian Price making the pitching swap with 1 out left for Greenville. As coming into the game for the Ribbons. Still haven't been able. Number 15. That will be Joe Anderson.
Now pitching for the Blue Ribbons, number 15, Joe Anderson.
Anderson, I believe, making his Blue Ribbons debut. Went to college at Maranatha Baptist University. Went to high school at Bay City Christian. In 2024, he was named Shoreline League's Most Valuable Player and pitching champion as a two-way player with the Kewanee Chiefs. He led the Shoreline League with 120 strikeouts. As a reference point, second place had 61. So more than double. He went 4 for 1 with a 1.02 ERA over 53 innings of work. Struck out 20 batters in each of his last 2 regular season games. Struck out 21 batters in a playoff start for Kewanee. He set 3 school records as a sophomore at Maranatha Baptist College, including career strikeouts at 141, single season strikeouts at 92, single game strikeouts at 17. And that's just where we're getting started. He was named NCAA North Carolina All-Regional First Team. He also hit .301 with 2 home runs and 103 at-bats and led the team with 31 hits and 9 doubles. May I remind you, these are all the stats from 2024. This isn't including 2023, what he's already done in 2025. Dare I continue? I do not. As Jake Lucas comes to the plate. He'll stare at ball 1. Edmonds keeping it close. Joe Anderson looking to do some damage and finish this game for the Ribbons. Here's the 1-0. So that will skip away from Edmonds. Both runners will advance. Tying run at the dish currently. As there's now runners at second and third. 9-6 is your score. Ribs lead by 3. Here's the pitch. Skips in the dirt for ball 3. Anderson struggling to find the zone early. As here's the 3-0. We'll see if he has the green light. Skips the dirt for ball 4. Bases loaded for the Stars.
And for Joe Fisher.
It'll also bring the leading run to the plate. And Joe Fisher has seen himself on the base pads at every at-bat. He was hit by a pitch in the first, double in the third, single in the fifth, walk in the sixth, and a walk in the eighth. He'll stare at strike 1 here. Joe Anderson looking to end the game. He'll come set. Here's the 0-1. High fly ball towards center, giving chase, and not being able to make the catch was the center fielder, Easton Arndt, as that'll be a bases clearing and, more importantly, game tying double from Joe Fisher.
Number 21, 24.
Nine ball game. As the Ribbons will now have to bat in the 9th. First pitch to Trent Fute is in for a strike. You can hear a pin drop in the ballpark right now, as the coaches try to hype up Anderson. He'll throw his second strike. Fute ready at the dish. Anderson shaking a few pitches off. Here comes the 0-2. As that will miss the zone. Blue Ribbons dugout. Not happy with that call. As here comes the 1-2. Zell misses zone for ball 2. Fute ready at the dish. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3, and the inning is over. Greenville ties it up here in the top of the 9th. We'll head to the bottom of the 9th. It's tied at 9. Ribbons need 1 to win it. You're watching Blue Ribbons Baseball on the Ribbons Broadcast Network. Milo Upton will head to the dish for the ribbons here in the bottom of the ninth. He started an at bat before George McIntyre tried to come around and score. Tough call at home. Umpire called him out. So Upton will get another at bat here. Fute still on the mound. Maybe he's not. That does not look like a 21, at least from this distance. They'll skip in the dirt for ball 1. Looks to me like a 15. But that can't be right because that's the catcher. Having a quick chat. It's number 19. Which is another name I don't have. Mystery pitcher on the mound once again for the second time in this ball game. Here's the 1-0. Grounded foul. Upton looking to get something started here. Here's the 1-1. High for ball 2. Pitcher ready on the mound. Here comes the 2-1. In the dirt for ball 3. Upton stepping back into the box. As here comes the 3-1 pitch. High fly ball towards right, hooking foul, and it will land out of play. Count now full to Upton. As Upton now ready at the dish. Here's the 3-2 pitch. As that'll be way inside for ball 4 as Upton will walk down to first.
Now that is number 20, Boone Curse.
Pinch hitter Boone Curst. Curst has been the catcher for all the games so far for the Ribbons here at home. Dimitri Edmonds getting the start today. But Curse looking to get something started here. First pitch is going to be in there for a strike. Winning run at first. Ribbons got a long way to get there, though. The 0-1. Skips in the dirt. Gets away. Upton going to head down to second. As now, winning run is in scoring position. Catcher once again going to have a chat with his pitcher. Stepping back into the box, Boone Curst. As the pitcher comes set, here's the 1-1. Sal missed the zone for a ball. Pitcher set. Here comes the 2-1. Squares around a bunt. Gets a good one down. Throw to first will be in time. As winning run now 90 feet away off of the sack bunt.
Now that is number 2, Aiden Conley.
One down. Conley at the dish. Stars need to gun the runner on a fly ball. Pitch to Conley. Squaring a bunt. Doesn't get it. On the suicide squeeze, he'll be out. Conley not able to get the bunt down. Some trickery from Brian Price. As here comes the 1-0 to Conley. That wild pitch, little rough to watch. Little rough to watch that one, knowing that winning run was at third. But here comes the 2-0. Outside for a ball. Conley must have pulled back on the first pitch. As here's the 3-0. In there for a strike. Count now 3-1 to Peyton Conley. As here's the pitch. He'll stare at strike 2. Three, 2 outs. Base is empty. As here comes the pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3, and the inning is over. We head to the 10th. It's tied at 9. You're watching Blue Ribbons Baseball on the Ribbons Broadcast Network. Top of the 10th here at Joanne's Park. California rules here for the Newble. Pitcher that was on the mound. Heading to second. Guy who took over for Trent Fute. Squares around a bunt, pops it up, but not able to make a play. Are the Ribbons. Chance Schultz at the dish. Here's the 0-1. Squares around again. It will go foul. Count now 0-2. We'll see if Chase tries to bunt here with two strikes. Trying to move that runner from second to third. Here's the pitch. 3 looking. As that will bring up Jack Collins. The former beer batter, obviously, we're in extras. It will not be buy one, get one free PBR. But fans would be happy with a strikeout. First pitch will be in there for strike 1. Edmonds drops it on the transfer. Anderson ready on the mound. Here's the 0-1. He'll step off. Faking the throw over to second. As now here comes the pitch. High and in. This will get away from Edmonds. Rounding third, heading for home. As he will go back to second, it will be a hit by pitch. As Jack Collins will head down to first.
Now batting number 35, Bo Anderson.
Now runners at first and second, which might actually be better for the Ribbons, as now a double play is an option. This will bring up Bo Anderson, as he'll stare at ball 1. The 1-0. Swung on and missed for a strike. Anderson, both of them are ready. The 1-1. Swung on and missed for strike 2. Joe versus Bo. Here's the 1-2. And Joe will win the Battle of the Andersons. As that will be out number 2. And coming to the dish.
Now batting number 15, Troy Demetric.
Will be the catcher. First pitch to him. Will be outside for a ball. Edmonds keeping it in front of him. Here's the 1-0. In there for a strike. Troy putting his back to the pitcher, thinking it was inside. As here comes the 1-1. In there for strike 2. Anderson a strike away from getting out of this jam. Ready on the mound. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Missed the zone for a ball. Anderson trying to get to the bottom of the 10th. Still tied. 2-2, 2 outs. The pitch. Swing on and miss. Strike 3. And the inning is over. 3 strikeouts for Joe Anderson. As we head to the bottom of the 10th, you're watching Blue Ribbons Baseball on the Ribbons Broadcast Network. Bottom of the 10th here at Joanning's Park. Nate Worrell, then Trevor Vandehei, then top of the order, Dimitri Edmonds. Those are your due up for the Ribbons. Peyton Conley over at second.
Number 3, Jamie Patasi.
He will represent your winning run. Pinch hitting for the Ribbons will be Jake Potasic. Squares around a bunt, will bunt it back into the net. Potasic has been their bunt guy for a few years. Possibly bringing him in here just to move Conley over. Infield playing really in. Pulls it back. It was a ball. Got him at 1-1. Defense moving back a little bit. First base still very close. Here's the 1-1. Squares again. This guy gets a good bunt down. Throw is only to first, and it's in time. Potasic does his job, though. Gets the sack buttons down. Moving Conley over to third as Trevor Vandehei comes to the plate. Deep fly ball still wins it for the Ribbons. Just needs to be long enough for Peyton Conley to score. Keeping it in front of him, as that will be a ball. Vandehei just looking for something he can hit. Infield playing in. They know the play is at home. Here's the 1-0. Fly ball foul. It will reach the stands. Pitcher warming up in the arm barn for the Ribbons just in case. So it looks like Anderson's night might be over. Here's the 1-1. Grounded foul. Vandehei battling at the dish. Currently finds himself in a 1-2 count. Bottom of the 10th. Tie ball game. Winning run at third. Here's the pitch. Grounded. There's hits as the Ribbons walk it off in the 10th. 10-9 ball game. I see, you see, we all see a walk-off. All thanks to Cherry Optical Labs. 10-9 is your score here at Joanne's. Line score for this one. Greenville, 9 runs off of 8 hits and 5 errors. For the home team, 10 runs, 13 hits, 1 error.
And remember, whatever you do from now until then, make sure you do it for the race.
Greenville started on top with 2 runs in the first. They would eventually score again, getting all the way to a 5-0 lead before the Ribbons were able to get 1 on the board. Greenville responded right away, taking that 1 back, and then having 6 runs for the Ribbons score in the 7th. Another 2 runs scoring in the 8th. And then, of course, here in extras, 1 more run is all they needed. 10-9 is your score. Make sure to join us here at the ballpark on Tuesday, June 17th, as the Ribbons take on the Denmark Devil Bears. But as you celebrate tonight, make sure you celebrate for the Ribs. Have a great one, everyone.